So today I'm going to be checking out and giving you my first impressions on Parfums de Marly Greenley. Now this sample was provided to me by DecantX, so if you want to grab a sample of Greenley or any other designer or niche fragrance, check out DecantX. They will be linked down below, and you can use my code CHAOS17 to get 17% off your order. And of course, as soon as I bring up DecantX, the light comes in, shining down. I look like an angel now because trust me when I say you guys are going to thank me for telling you about them. They have some of the best prices on samples. They're very fast when it comes to shipping, very prompt with their responses. If you have any questions or concerns, they will get back to you as quickly as they can. So Greenley is an interesting one because when this one was first released, it was actually called Sutton. And same bottle, same note breakdown as far as I'm aware, same exact fragrance, just a different name. It was promptly removed from their website, removed from everywhere, not too long after being released. I believe there was a couple channels that got their review out as soon as it came out, and then Parfums de Marly wiped it off the internet, and then you couldn't get it anywhere, and no one really knew what was going on. Parfums de Marly didn't really seem to provide any insight on what was going on and update their customers or people who were going to be potential customers and purchase it, which is, one way to do business. But essentially, from what I understand, what happened was there was some sort of lawsuit with the name, with another niche brand, Bond Number 9, and so therefore they had to take it down, rename it. They had all the stock produced with the sticker on the bottom and that, so they had to change all that out, and now it is known as Greenley, and it is readily available on their website. So there's the information from me, since the brand didn't give that to you, and some other reviewers and other people have talked about that as well, so you can look that up and read more into it. Nonetheless, I am curious to check this one out. I love the look of the bottle, so let's go ahead and give it a spray on paper. And let's see what this one is all about. It's gonna fit in definitely with their Freshies, as I'm sure you would guess from that. Opens up musky, kind of sweet, kind of smooth. It's got a cashmerean type of smell in here right off the bat, and that's kind of adding to that sweetness. This cashmerean, smooth, creamy citrus up top, touch of a fruitiness. But for me, right off the bat, heavy on that cashmerean. I'll be honest with you, I'm not always the biggest fan of cashmerean, depending on how it's used. Actually, in this fragrance here, I can tolerate it, at least so far right off the tester strip. There are some fragrances, though, where cashmerean is used heavily, and I do not like it. But here, it seems to be well wrapped with everything else, and it seems to come across relatively smooth and mild. So I'm going to go ahead and read off the note breakdown for you. Up top we have green apple, bergamot, mandarin orange. In the mid we have cashmerean, petitgrain, pomerose, violet, and cedar. And in the base we have oak moss, musk, and amberwood. So it's a pretty standard note breakdown here, and that's kind of what you would expect from this line. You get a lot of the citrus, a lot of the fruits, a lot of the musk. Nice ambrox and amberwood there in the base, which is found in Percival and Sedley, and really a lot of these notes carry over from the other two. This one does kind of fit in a bit more with Sedley and Percival. If you look on Fragrantica, this one is getting compared to Gucci Guilty Cologne, and really I don't get too much of a comparison to that one. I'm not the biggest fan of Gucci Guilty Cologne. There was something a bit off-putting about it for me, at least to the point where it wasn't anything that I would wear, and I haven't really worn it ever since I reviewed it. And I don't really get too much of a similarity here. There's also a comparison to Creed Aventus Cologne. Not really getting that either. People are probably looking at the orange. They're looking at maybe the musk. I'm not sure exactly what they're looking at, but I can maybe see where you could allude to that. Because Creed Aventus Cologne, that one kind of borrows ideas from like Chanel Allure Homme Sport or Versace Pour Homme, either of the two. The Chanel is the one that came first, so borrowed it from the Chanel technically. And maybe you could see that this one has that creamy orange and that heavy amount of musk, the heavy amount of aroma chemicals which are used in Greenley and also in Aventus Cologne, and maybe it'll give you that impression a little bit. But to say they're similar is a bit of a stretch. Maybe you can pick up on nuances that, they share similar notes, accords, aroma chemicals, but other than that, not really. I would really say that Greenley kind of is in its own category, whereas I haven't smelled anything else like this one. Now, I'm not saying that this is some revolutionary fresh scent, but what I am saying is that it's not really reminding me too much of anything else. I do like how this one opens up. It is bright, it is refreshing, it's kind of invigorating just because of all that fresh overload and all the aroma chemicals that you get as well. It's definitely going to be your summer fragrance, your summer people pleaser, ultra versatile, easy to wear type of scent. If you were to ask me what my favorite Freshie from Parfums de Marly would be, I would probably say it would be Sedley. What I like so much about Sedley is that it uses a nice crisp green mint note, and that mint does carry over for a good amount of time into the fragrance. You do get a lot of ambroxan out of that one as well, some other citrus, and of course just a musk underneath that lasts throughout the entirety of the fragrance. Very aroma chemical heavy, just like Percival and just like this one. They're all going to be that way. And so for people who are quality snobs, or you want something that's all naturals, or you want something that smells very natural, this is not going to be for you. But it does smell nice, does smell refreshing. I will say I like it better on paper. I'm getting more of this floral, different feel on skin, whereas on paper it was more focused on the bergamot, the orange, the nice cashmere, which I did like, and the musk and the amberwood. But on skin, it is wearing a little bit differently, and I do prefer it on paper, to be honest. And that's really no good. You don't go out wearing a fragrance on paper. You wear it on your skin. That's why it's important to test on skin. But I do like to start out on paper. Other than that, though, it is coming across relatively the same way here, just a bit more heavy on skin. It has a bit more of a sweetness, but a bit more of a floralness in there as well. It could be the mixture of the violet and pomerose or something along those lines that I'm not really vibing with, but overall it is still pleasant. Now, would I recommend you go out and purchase this one at retail? I would say no, I would not buy this at retail, at least not off of my first impressions so far. Performance, that's going to be up in the air. That's something I'm going to have to test. This is only a first impressions. But, who really knows how performance is going to be with Freshies? You really don't know for sure until you try it. But really, overall, Parfums de Marly is not a cheap fragrance house, especially at retail, and I really wouldn't buy any of their fragrances at retail. I would wait until they hit discounters, or you can pick them up used or as partials or just on the gray market in general and save, $100 or more off of MSRP. Their MSRP price is high. I wouldn't go out and pay that. But if you do want something nice, fresh, and pleasant for summertime, this one's worth sampling, checking out. Again, if you do want to sample it, the link will be down below to Decant X, and that's a great place for you to try it without having to commit to a full bottle. That's gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks to Decant X for sponsoring this video and allowing me to try the scent. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.